today's video, we are going to proceed in first lesson in General Chemistry 1, Lesson 1, and that is all about matters and its property. So this is our first lesson in General Chemistry 1. Why 1? Because it has 2 semesters, alright? So now, let us begin. What is chemistry first? Ito yung si chemistry. Chemistry is the science that deals with the study of matter. The chemist looks for similarities and differences in the properties of these materials so that they can be organized into groups or classified accordingly in order to study and understand them better. The universe where we live is composed of vast materials which we call matter. So, what is matter? Ito yung si matter, anything that has mass and occupies space. Alright? So, we have properties of matter. So, first we have physical property and chemical property. Physical property. This refers to the characteristics or trait of matter that can be observed or perceived with our senses easily without changing its chemical composition. Physical properties can be classified into 2 groups. These are intensive physical property and extensive physical property. So, let's first proceed in intensive physical property. So before with that, so it will say physical property, that is the thing that can be changed by our senses. No? So, ito yung intensive physical property. This is the characteristics or trait of matter that does not depend on the amount. Temperature, malleability, diffusion, and ductility are also the intensive property of matter. First, we have ductility. Ductility is the ability of substance to be stretched into wire. A very good example of this property is found in the strings of the guitar or wires inside the electrical connections. Ductility. So, anything that can be stretched into wire, like the guitar. If you already see a string of a guitar, and wires inside an electrical connection. If you already see a cut wire, as you can see the inner part of there is a bronze color inside that, or different kinds of color inside that particular wire you cut. No? Next, malleability is the ability of substance to be hammered or transformed into thin sheets. Can be seen among metals like bracelet, tin cans, and metallic roofs of our houses. Everything everything in like metal, like tin cans. So how the tin cans form? Because of malleability. The metallic roofs. Is it easy that one metal that it can transform automatically, like magic, no? So they be hammered and yung parang tawag dito mapanday. Alright? Even the knives, that's also includes in malleability. Next, diffusion is the ability of matter to be scattered or spread out. This can be observed when you add ink into the water. The ink will mix to the water even without stirring it. So, if you already try to put an ink on a 1 glass of water, so what's gonna happen? Without stirring it, it automatically spread out. Let's say, if you're going to put at least a black ink of the pen on the glass of water, so it's easily spread out without stirring it or without mixing it. Alright? So, I gave you some examples as for you to understand more what are those types of intensive physical property. Here, so from copper wire and from copper metal rather, so it forms copper wire. This copper wire is inside the wire, no, the black wire. Malleability. Here, let's say this is an iron rod. So how do we form an iron rod? Because of malleability. Alright? Diffusion. Here, let's say this is an ink. Let's pretend this is an ink. Alright? You put it on the water and suddenly it spread out. Then the water turns to the color of the ink you put it in to the particular water. Alright? Second type, we have extensive physical property. It is the characteristics or trait of matter which is dependent on the amount or quantity. Examples of extensive physical properties are matter are size, mass, volume, density, length, and width. They are not easily used by our senses. Okay? Still. We still use. This means that if the amount of matter or particles is increased, it may cause change in the size, matter, volume, density, length, and width of an object. So ito yung it can be changes its physical measurement, size. Alright? Mass, volume. Volume is the factor of length, width, and height. Alright? Density, length, and width. So yun siya. Alright? Let's say in mass, let's proceed in mass. If a person first measurement of its mass is 40 kilos. So suddenly he or she eat more rice or more foods in every day. So in a month, from 40 kilogram, suddenly it will increase. No? That is extensive property. How about the length? When we was a child, so let's say our height is 4'11". Then for the how many years comes, if you measure yourself now, maybe you are estimated into 5 feet and above. That is length. Alright? Now, this is what I pointed last in the extensive property that I got a mistake. That we can use. So this is written that we can use our senses. This is the characteristics or trait that can be observed when a matter reacts to another substance. Combustibility, flammability, and oxidation, like rusting, are examples of chemical properties of matter. It already changes the chemical substance of the particular things. Chemical properties of flammability of paper. Here, it changes the chemical property from white, and what's the result after burning the paper? It turns into black. No? Or if it's burned too much, pwede siya maging para na siya a little powder. Para siyang powder na lang. Next, rusting of iron. As you can see, this is the new one. Then suddenly, syempre, pag naluluma siya, ito na. Alright? Now, these are examples. Toxicity. So, have you ever smelled a floor wax? What smell is it? Parang toxic, diba? Next, how about rugby? Ganun din, diba? Next, reactivity. I'm going to use the example, the magnet. If you're going to put a magnet together, let's say let's pretend that I have a magnet. If you're going to pretend that positive and negative charge of a magnet, if I'm going to put them, they will attract. Alright? What if I'm going to put the same positive and same positive or same negative charge of a magnet, they will repel. That's what reactivity stand for. Yun po. Ay, nag-camera ako para mag-gets natin ng math. So what is this application in real life? So familiarization or properties of matter would help us to make better choices and to make right decisions, especially on the things we are using every day, from cooking dishes to solve crime using piece of evidence. So first, cooking dishes. So what kind of property is that belong in is right either physical or chemical. Sa physical, when you're cooking, so syempre you are going to slice the chicken or the meats you are going to use. Then of course, then mixing the materials for the cooking. And for chemical, next, to solve crimes using the pieces of evidence. So how the authority find out that there is a killer or there is a suicide happens? Based on the evidence. Is in a things like in a case of rape. So how the authority finds out that? Because there's an evidence, no? From its shirts, from its any kinds of clothes include to that case. Alright? So yun, well done. So thank you for watching my first lesson in General Chemistry 1. And see you in my next video.